We've got great quality. We've been doing this a really long time. We are in this together. And the fact is that franchises are expensive. McDonald's franchise is like $1 million. Subway franchise is like $110,000. And, you know, we think this franchise is worth, well, I think it's worth a lot more than this. I think it's worth about 10 times more than this. But, you know, we think on the open market, because we're new, you know, you're getting in the ground floor here, we would probably sell franchises for $7,500. But you're going to see how you guys are actually going to be able to, quote unquote, buy into a franchise for zero. I know it sounds crazy, but it really does work if you really think about what a franchise is. We are all in this together. We are partnering. The more money you make, the more money I make. That is what everybody's been clamoring for, and that is why these franchises have such a high success rate, because everybody is on the same page and working together. This will be your own business. These McDonald's can be sold. They can be left to other people. They're assets. You can loan against them. These are real companies, separate companies. They are just a franchise of our larger company. Okay. Now, look, you can go it alone if you want. We are able to offer franchises right now anyway, and Aidan will talk about this, but in the U.S., the U.K., Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. But you know what? If we get enough people in France, we'll do the work and spend the money and the legal, you know, go through the legal hoops to do it in France. We will. Why not? Why wouldn't we? Right? So, but you can go it alone if you want, because, you know, as I said, we're going to do what we always do. We're going to build kick-ass training, resources, tools, support, coaching for this business model, just in general. So if you're in Singapore and we don't have a franchise company there yet, we'll teach you how to do this. But for the people who are in those countries that we can offer a franchise, you better tell me a really good reason why you wouldn't want to become a franchise. Because I'll tell you this, 9.5 out of every McDonald's succeeds, but 2 out of every 10 of Steve's hamburger stand only succeeds, right? Which do you want to be? You want to be the freaking McDonald's, okay? That's why this is so amazing. You're going to eliminate the guesswork and cut it down. Sorry, go ahead. I got excited.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, guys, give us some feedback in the question box if this is all making sense to you so far. Give me a 1 if this is fairly crystal clear at this point and you understand the business model, because that's what Steve's really been aiming to do here, to give you an overview of the business model. And of course, you've got lots of questions, and that's why in just a second here, I'm going to talk about the specifics of what you get when you come in. Before I do that, though, I want you to think about what this can do for you. It can absolutely eliminate money problems forever, okay? And it can do it in a pretty darn short time frame as well, because we're talking about going from 0 to potentially thousands, you know, in a matter of days. Because once you've got the training, once you're ready to go, then, you know, how long does it take to get your first sale? You could go out, you could do it in days, not weeks, not months. Unlimited family time, a secure retirement. How much money do you really need for retirement? If you're retired or getting ready for retirement, how much money do you want per month? $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 per month? That would give you a pretty decent retirement passive income coming in. Be your own boss, work from home. Maybe you want to allow your wife or your husband to be able to quit their day job. Maybe you want to give your kids the opportunities that you never have, or maybe you want to give your kids the opportunity to have a business that they can step into, which you're setting up for them right now. That's the kind of thing that you can do with this. But the bottom line is this: it gives you financial freedom, it gives you location freedom, and it gives you time freedom. So what I want to do right now is go through each of the modules, and so pay close attention to this part because it's really, really important. The first module, the first component is the Master Blueprint. This is the core start to finish training. It's designed to fast track you to expert level. It's the A to Z guide for each part of the system, and we're going to show you how to set everything up in record time. You'll get covert sales training, inner circle marketing secrets. You'll find out how to get hyper organized for things like your finances, your workflow, all these business activities that, you know, some people skim over. We're going to go deep dive into them to show you how to really set this up so it's working for you. We'll have weekly workshops We'll have videos and manuals, and we'll be there with you every step of the way with the training. We've also got component number 2, which is the lead accelerator. Now, the lead accelerator is really important because acquiring leads is a critical part of the business. You know, a lead is what ultimately turns into a sale. So we will give you batches of targeted leads. All of our lead capture strategies and systems will also be given to you. We've got 5 proven email funnels, which we'll give to you as well, and a Rolodex of ninja tools and services that we use. Okay, and there's a really cool analysis embed tool as well, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. So you get this as something that you can use to embed on your website, and you'll get more leads just coming straight to you. So component number 2 is the lead accelerator. Component number 3 is the engagement engine. And this is the suite of automated engagement tools. There's an audit tool in there. There's a customer communication tool so that you've got hands-off communication with your customers, done for you email sequences so that you can automate all of this. And these things are just the tip of the iceberg. The point is you can be sitting in Fiji in the middle of the Pacific and running your business without needing to be face-to-face with any of your sales or your customers, because you can run everything through the engagement engine. And there's another thing which will help you with that remote working, which I'll speak about in just a second. Component number 4 is the instant asset machine. This is your professional portfolio of highly credible marketing tools. So it's a website done for you. It's brochures and business cards and mail shots done for you. If you want to use these things, now remember, we've got different strategies for different personality types. So like I say, if you want to be the guy that's sitting on the beach running your business remotely, then you can do it. You don't have to do any of these things. And furthermore, if you are sitting on that island on the beach and you still want to do a mailing of brochures, then we can still show you how to do it without actually having to, go and do anything. You can do this all remotely thanks to the different things that we've got built into the instant asset machine. And we're going to provide all of these things for you, as well as your very own fully functional landing page. Now, the delivery hub, this is really where it gets really exciting, because how are you going to deliver these services? Now, Steve explained that you sell a service, you get paid, and then all of a sudden you've got some work to do, right? Once you've got that work to do, maybe it's building a website for the local plumber. You submit that work to the delivery hub. Our team will automatically pick up that work, do it for you, give you progress updates, and then eventually it'll be finished and you'll be able to pass it on to the end customer. But the point is, we will do it all for you. And not just that, but the entire billing system. So you might be asking yourself, okay, well, how am I going to get paid? You don't have to worry about it because it's all integrated in here. There's no need for PayPal, there's no need for Stripe or anything like that. The value here is massive, and we're going to be adding more and more things to the delivery hub over time. We've got a private community where we're going to be in there every day. It's another support avenue. It's another way that you can connect with the other people that come into this business. So we think this is a really, really important part of the package, and you'll have access to the community. Specialist support as well. So email-based support, man, 24/7, 365 days a year. We've got an amazing team who provide really rapid responses, and our team understand the system, okay? And we'll be there for you every step of the way. And look, there's even supplementary levels of coaching, which, you'll be able to access once you start developing different parts of your business. So further down the line a little bit, a few months from now, maybe you'll be doing $20,000 a month and you'll jump on a one-on-one voice call with one of our team or with Steve or with I. So there's different levels of coaching that you'll be privileged, to get access to as we progress here. Because again, we're in this to win, and we win when you win. So that's why we're all chasing the same goals here, and I think that's one of the things that makes this so powerful. So here's a full recap. Steve said, the franchise opportunity would be valued at $7,500 if we were to take this to market in a traditional way. And, something that, just to compare apples with apples, if you wanted to buy a digital agency franchise, it would actually cost you $45,000, because that's how much, there is a digital agency franchise which you can buy for $45,000. And I'll tell you what, we've got some tricks up our sleeve to make this so much more valuable than in any other franchise opportunity out there. The master blueprint, the lead accelerator, the engagement engine, the instant asset machine, the delivery hub, we spoke about that, the community, and the specialist support. If you add all of those things up, the value that you get there is over $28,000. And these components could be sold off individually. Like, we could just sell the training, the master blueprint, for $2,997. We could just sell access to the delivery hub for $1,497, and a lot of people would buy it because they're genuinely worth that. But let's not lose track of the aim here. The aim is for you to hit $100,000 in profit, a run rate of $100,000 in profit from just 7 customers, and then keep scaling that from $100,000 to $300,000 and beyond. Now, a $1 million per year profit business, that is what's at stake here. And to get there with this model, you just need 65 sales. 65 sales could put you at a run rate of $1 million per year profit. Now, obviously, the value of the sales may fluctuate a little bit, but this is the kind of thing that you can do here. And maybe it wouldn't take 65, maybe it takes 75 sales. But I think you get the picture. And if you imagine the kind of profit that you could get comparing this to another opportunity, like 65 sales of an Amazon product, physical product, maybe you get $650 profit, you know, or maybe selling 65 affiliate products and you're making $20 commission each time. You know, you might get $1,200. We're talking about 65 sales here earning hundreds of thousands or even $1 million in profit. You just can't get this from any other business, not online, not offline. This is the only way that I know of anyway that you can get this kind of thing. So can you see the benefits here? Give me a yes in the question box if you're excited about this, if you can see the benefits. You'll be selling oh man, awesome. So many people are typing yes in the chat box. Thanks for that. You'll be selling a high quality product and service. There is huge demand. Almost every local business is desperate for these types of services, okay? You have a clear path to customers with our lead generation systems and done-for-you sales funnels. The business model has true longevity. This isn't a fad. This isn't a flash in the pan. This is here to stay. And we're talking about getting recurring income month after month after month by gathering repeat buyers who are paying you automatically for months and years to come. We've got one customer. It's a limousine company, and they've been paying us for like 8 years, every single month. That's the kind of thing that you can do here. Now, I've got some really important information for you right now, so please, please, please pay attention to the next couple of slides. Firstly, some people just, for now at least, cannot be franchisees. Initially, because of all the legal work involved, we can only offer the franchise opportunity to people in the United States, in the UK, in Canada, in Australia, and in New Zealand. Now, if you're not in one of those 5 areas, do not panic, okay? You can still do this. You will need to start off with your own brand name, your own domain name, but that's fine. We're going to still give you everything you need, support you every step of the way, and furthermore, we do have expansion plans in place, and if we have enough people join us from, let's say, France or Switzerland or Germany or wherever it may be, then we'll just create a franchise company in that country. No big deal, okay? But right now, these are the 5 areas where we can accept franchisees. And guys, this is not something that you can just, you know, whip up overnight. This is a real deal legal business here, which is why I hope you understand that to start with, it's these 5 areas. But look, we will be most likely expanding in the future, and you can still get in and join us anyway. So the next question you might be asking is, well, what is your territory? Now, your territory is centered around the zip code or the postal code where you live, okay? It's easier to begin making sales in your own local area, and we know this from experience. This is the fastest way to hit the initial goal of $100,000 profit. You may be able to expand to additional territories later, but to hit $100,000 profit per year run rate, one territory is the location where you live. It'll be more than sufficient. Now, your territory is not your zip code. Your territory is not your postal code. It could be multiple postal codes or multiple zip codes, or it could just be a fraction of one zip code. What it depends on is business density, okay? So you might be thinking, well, where I live, I can't do this because I live in a small town, in a rural area. There's not enough businesses here. You're not at a disadvantage because, again, your territory is not your zip code. It can be surrounding areas as well. Sometimes it's multiple zip codes. Sometimes it's multiple towns and cities. Territories are based on business density, not on population. That's another key point. And we are going to do everything we can to make sure that your territory has got enough businesses in it because, again, we need you to thrive with this business. That's how we are going to thrive as well. Now, you might be at the other end of the spectrum. Maybe you live in a big city and you say, well, look, Aidan, where I live, I can't do this because it's a big city. Competition is going to be too tough. And I'll tell you, it's just not true. We've never had any issues related to competition in any densely populated areas, the likes of Manhattan, London, Chicago, and other heavily built up areas. Okay, so just don't worry about this. Some perspective. This was the first thing Steve did when he quit his job in 2003. Okay, we have 15 years of experience with this. You're going to be able to tap into all of that. That's something like 32,000 hours worth of experience, which is just enormous, and you get it all. Okay, we've invested over $1 million in building this business to where it is today, and over $1 million more in the myriad of marketing campaigns and resources that you're going to have access to. Over $100,000 in legal fees to make this available to you. We've spent hundreds of thousands to build up a full-time team so that we can offer this to you. Some more perspective for you. You can invest $1 million to buy a McDonald's franchise. And by the way, it's not just $1 million. That's what it's going to cost you to buy it, but you're also going to have $1 million in liquid assets just lying around. And then they might not even accept you. And if you do manage to jump through all those hoops, the average profit that a McDonald's restaurant in the United States makes is $157,000 per year. So that's what you could get after you've invested $1 million and, got more liquid assets lying around. Or Subway franchise, a bit more accessible, $110,000, still a lot of money to put down up front, and there's still a lot of hoops to jump through. And after you've done all that, it might make you $50,000 profit per year. That's about the average of a Subway franchise. So I hope that you can see that what we're doing here gives you far bigger upside than these options. And I want you to know that this is heavily vetted. This is the most heavily vetted, scrutinized, regulated business that we have ever shared with anyone. A franchise is not like a training program. I can't just wake up in the morning and decide, hey, Steve, let's go and sell a franchise. No, it's just not like that. There's so many things that we have to jump through to be able to do this. And this is all good news for you, right? Because that means it's the real deal. Now, guys, this is extremely limited. If your territory is snapped up by someone else, then that means you've missed out. So it's not just like we can say, okay, we're limiting this to 500 people and then that's it. We could have, we could have one person jump in your territory and that might mean that you've missed out. Even if we haven't hit the limit of the number of students that we can take. We can only support so many franchisees. Our team and our infrastructure is limited. Our personal time is being invested to support you as well. And while we have some amazing coaches who can help, our time and our coaches' time is also limited. And we will shut down when we hit capacity, just like we always do. We've not reopened any of our last 6 training programs. When the doors close, they are closed. We only do this kind of thing once a year. And this is, I think,